Hello, everyone. Whoa, I am quite loud. I hear the background. Hey, everyone. Welcome to today's client interview with Shubhankar. Hopefully, I pronounce your name okay. I
Yes.
hope. Okay, Shubhankar. So, Shubhankar went into our program about like 2 months ago, right? 2 months ago. And
Yes.
and he just he started getting to work right away. There wasn't hey, I can't do this. There wasn't any lag time. And today is my first time interviewing Shubhankar. I know that I interview clients in succession as they become bigger and bigger, so I'm hoping to keep on interviewing you as you grow.
Yes.
But let's take a look at what happened in these past months for you, as well as like for those of my audience who don't know who you are. Can you give me a origin story? Can you give me a background on what made you go into this crazy world of online coaching? What series of events led you to eventually
Yes.
ignite?
Yeah. So to start off with, I'm from India, and I come from this family of teachers. So teaching was in my DNA. Okay. So teaching was in my DNA, and I just grew up watching a lot of people, everybody in my family doing teaching. So I just picked it up. And I grew up in kind of, I'd say, very humble beginnings. Like we were like below average people. We were like, just lower middle class people. So I looked around struggling, all the teachers out there, and I knew it like long time ago that I wanted to do something in this field, but I really want to make it big. I don't want to stay like everybody in my house. So I started my journey of training and coaching when I was around 17, and I figured out one thing, that I was really good at telling stories. I was really, really good at telling stories, and I thought, okay, this is something which I want to continue further. And as any trainer or coach, we go through this phase where we first think that technical knowledge is everything. If you know technical knowledge, that's sufficient. Just hold on. You need to have a lot of subject matter knowledge, and subject matter knowledge is everything. And after getting subject matter knowledge, you realize that, hey, you know what? Uh, I'm really good at something, but people really don't know who I am. So that's the same challenge which I faced. So after I got out of college, I went to 16 training companies, and they were like, no, you're too young and you can't coach over here. And I went to 5 call centers to get a job. Everybody said no. Then I got into a training company as a telecaller. That's where I started looking at the other side of things. I started looking at marketing, maybe branding, and closing people over LinkedIn, content writing, and everything. Soon enough, I came out and I wanted to do something on my own, and I realized something. The outside world was so different from what I thought it was. I thought once I put out I have a quality program, people are gonna just come in out there. I wanted to help people tell their stories and businesses tell their stories, and nothing happened of that sort. So I began searching out, and I went to a lot of gurus. So basically spending all the money I had and getting more and more certificates. And somebody's like, hey, you know what? You need to build ClickFunnels. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do that. I need to do this. I need to do that. I had bits and pieces of everything. I had bits and pieces of automation. I was, just, we call it karma marketing. If your karma is good, you're going to get a client, or else you're not going to get a client. And last year, January and December, I went broke in 2020. And I was left with around 9,000 rupees loan, and my grandmother was diagnosed with dementia, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So that's when I thought, what's my biggest problem? My biggest problem is I have this incredible story, but people don't know about it. And so what do I do about it? I need to build a brand. So that's when I started building my brand, and people approached, and I was like, okay, this really resonates to what I want to do. I want to help people with inspiring stories, share their stories, and build a brand around it. So I launched my brand, and I came across GroupConvert around 6-7 months ago. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. You can actually collect emails. I never knew it. And I was like, I installed it. It was a hard time trying to figure it out. So what I did was I dug through your profile. I went way back courage through all the trainings which was possible. I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I courage it, tried to integrate with Builderall and the Google Sheet and everything. I was like trying with bits and pieces. And I remember we had connected earlier that we had a 5-day training. So the first time I had my training, right? So I couldn't attend. And the second time you DM'd me and I was like, okay, this is the right moment. And I jumped in, I showed up like every day. It's like every day I came, I was like, oh my God, this is what I was looking for. And and I remember the meetings are like late, early like mornings. Like right now for me, it's 3:30 a.m. right? And the trainings are also at the same time. I'm like, okay, I need to do all the assignments. I need to do everything and those bits and pieces. And on the fourth day, you came across Ignite, and I was like, okay, I really need to jump in because I have so much of courses. I've done a lot of courses. I've close to like you could fill a hard disk full of recorded courses and YouTube videos and everything. Two things that just really important was one, it's really important to have coaches. Number two, it's really important to have the environment where we need to go, right? So the place where I come from, a lot of people who used to do everything was within $1,000, within $500. All the tickets is within $500. Just come
Yeah.
on, man. Let's adjust this. Okay, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, everything was within $500. So I grew up in this environment, and when guys would say things like 100,000, 200,000, I would usually multiply it by 73 and like, oh my God, these guys did that in a month. Here, I've seen people making that in 2 years. And then I talked to Daily Ali, who's in your team, and it's like, no, you need to change your thinking. So I jumped into Ignite and I had my first success call with Michael. And Michael was like, okay, pause. You're doing everything right. I think it's just a mindset issue for you. And I was following, like I said, it was all bits and pieces from whatever I could get it, right? So he gave me this template and I told Michael, like, when do you want to launch? I'm like, I want to launch this month. I don't want to delay it. I really don't want to delay it. With whatever I have, I want to do a trial launch. So my launch was on May 24th. We had planned for it. And I was like ready with everything and using your organic DM strategies and everything. We had like 69 registrations, people from 4 countries. Till then, my highest registration was 15 people. We never had any registrations. And it was this huge checklist which you had given, which was very good. I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? Let me omit all the big things. I omitted the chat bots because I'm yet to learn how to build like email marketing. Okay, let me replace it by WhatsApp marketing. But I took all your scripts which you had done and the systems. Like I said, I didn't think too much. I just copied it and pasted it. I didn't even think of it. The slides which you had given, I used the same slides. No, I mean, not the same, the same pattern. It was like, okay, tell them their first, show them their aspirations. I'm like, 5 aspirations, make a note of it. And I was about to launch on 24th, but on 24th, my mother passed away on the launch day itself.
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
And in India, the COVID situation is like horrible. It's like horrible. I was like, okay, let me postpone it by 2 weeks. And we did 2 weeks and it was like amazing. I never thought that it was even possible. So what we did was, one second. Okay, cool. So what we did, I had lent this to my friend and he has done something this time. That's fine.
Yeah.
So 69 people registered and I was like, okay, I don't know. I was expecting 5 or 10 people to turn up. 29 people turned up. I was like, this is really good. Why wasn't I doing it before? So I was doing this soul wrenching one-to-one coaching. It's like, it's where they call you. And I was in a situation where they set it up. Hey, I want the time. I want to book a call at this day and this time. I'm like, okay. And like, this is the price. It's too much because my offer wasn't proper. So when the offer isn't straightforward, they're going to haggle for the prices. I didn't know how to handle the objections, right? I didn't have a script. It was like, hey, are you interested? Would you like to join? I was doing random things. And so after the 5 days, I got 5 people. I launched a batch of 5 people. And for the next level upsell, I doubled the prices. So this was it. And yep, I attend all the Ignite things and I make a lot of notes. And so, yeah, this is what happened. And I think in 1 month itself, I would have got all this happened in like 1.5 months. And I just started it with just the basics of implementation, whatever you had shown. Like I hadn't even gone hardcore. I'm like super excited to see, like once I start actually implementing the full systems which I've shown, right? The funnels, the chatbots, the email marketing, like let's see, that's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like, and do you mind sharing in terms of like your currency, how much you went from making how much to
Yes.
how much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would do usually is I would charge 10,000 rupees. That's close to around $150 for
Mhm.
one-to-one coaching for 6 weeks, right? It's one session per week. I would do that. Along with that, I was doing this. We would tell one session a week, but they would like call me whenever they want, like, hey, I want this, I want this. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I was like, I shifted it, and now it's group coaching. It's the same amount, but I made like 50,000 rupees. Whatever it is, it's 50,000 rupees for 6 weeks. And the next level, I used to sell it for 35,000. It's a 6 months program. I've made it into 70,000. And not just that, I'm even planning to charge like mastermind fee, yearly recurring fee, like 10,000 rupees. I'm not, so it comes to $1,000. 70,000 rupees is around $1,000. I would charge 500 rupees and I charge $70,000. And one crazy thing that happened was after I made the offer proper, two of the people whom I had a clarity call, they were like, why are you charging so less?
Yes.
Then it
What?
hit me.
Yeah.
Wait
What
a
happened?
minute. Yeah, I was doing it was the same thing, but I didn't have my offer proper, right?
Mm.
So I sat and you had this template on day two, I think. So I was like, okay, this is the offer which I want to do. I like bonus, bonus, bonus. I still remember you had a core product, then you had slide stacks, then you had membership exclusivity access, plus DIY templates. Like I stacked everything. I was already giving it, but I didn't know how to craft the offer. And
Mm.
after that, two people asked me like, "Hey, why are you charging so less?" And then I thought maybe I should be charging more from next time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, and I want everyone to understand this,
Yeah,
like most people who are in this online internet space right now, who is watching, not a lot, they're from all over the world, really. We have
yeah,
people from all over the world. But the difference in currency in India to the US to US dollars is vast. It's pretty big. So
yeah,
for you to go from 10,000 rupees to doing 70,000 rupees, that's like a 7 time X on what you normally
No, no, no,
would
no,
do.
no, no, no. It is not 70,000. It's 50,000 plus 70,000. That's like
Oh, really?
120,000. It's like,
150,000
yeah,
rupees.
120,000. I got five people for my first level, right? And one of my previous clients, I crafted a new offer and I sold it to her again for 70,000. That was like 120,000 rupees.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
that is incredible. You went from
yeah,
10,000 rupees to
yeah,
120,000 rupees in as little as couple of months,
yeah,
2 months. And so that is actually a more than 10x, more than 10x.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would take, okay, not 10,000, huh, maybe 20,000 because I would take one or two clients max.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to scale. Like you said, there was no scale. I was like, how do I scale this?
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like,
And
it's like,
you were in the online marketing world for like more than a year, right? You were trying to figure it out, looking around,
yeah,
watching Russell Brunson, looking at communities, and
yeah,
just throwing something out there and seeing if it sticks, and also burning yourself out with like all these one-on-one clients. So when you enroll more
yeah,
people, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much more
yeah,
of my time that I don't know if I have. So
yeah.
that is huge. That's huge growth, Shubhankar. That makes
Thank
me
you.
feel so good that you
And
showed
yeah,
up.
as, yeah,
I see you in the calls. You did the work. And one of the things I want to ask is, uh, why before Ignite, why didn't someone say, "Hey, this is too cheap," or why didn't someone say, "You know what? why are you charging this? Why, like, how come you're letting your own belief about your worth and your pricing get in the way of, you know, where you could be, which is you could charge 10 times more, you just didn't. So let me know, why was that the case?
So can I tell you something? This could be the most weird thing, but here's the thing. Uh, you had mentioned that we are able to charge only, it's like we are able to charge what we invest, what kind of programs we invest in. As like the number one mindset thing. Like this is the most like premium thing. So it was a mindset thing for me. Like, okay, you know what? It's like people don't pay that kind of money for coaching. That was the thing. Hey, you know what? People don't pay that kind of money. That's the first thing. And then when I got into Ignite, I was like, oh, people are making 200,000, 300,000, 500,000. Like, wait, what? Okay. And I was like, you know, this glass ceiling exploded. So I thought, I'm probably like, mine is like the least out there. That's number one. That mindset thing was different because I truly believe that if you don't go through a premium coaching, you cannot charge someone for a premium coaching. Like you get what you invest in, right? That's the first thing which I noticed. And like even in the calls, I see people around talking about, you know what, I'm making $10,000, $20,000. That's just a little less. I want to scale it up. And I'm thinking like, wait, what? That is not less for you. So that was the mindset I was in. That's the first thing. Second thing, everything was bits and pieces, right? And it's like 10 people tell 10 different things. Someone has one way of crafting an offer, say, hey, do this works, do this work, and you craft this offer, but you don't know the other thing of it, because for every offer the slide should match your offer. If I had the slide, the offer wouldn't be there. And to match the slide, even the marketing material should be very relevant to what kind of content you give out. So this whole, it was all bits and pieces. So it was all half and half and half, you know, YouTube videos, free webinar, 2-day free event, like it was all bits and pieces I didn't know. So once I got an Ignite, and you know, we have those, like, I went through a lot of material in that, you know, in that Kajabi we have, I don't know, like hundreds
in the
of hours.
Kajabi portal. Yes.
Yeah, we have hundreds of hours of material. I went through each and every link which you had, like about starting from the basics, like how do you name your group and how do you put, you know, the hyperloop method which you said, like how do you welcome them, how do you craft an offer, when do you open the cart, when do you close the cart, how do you do the slides. It was, everything was like so systematic, one by one by one by one by one. I was like, okay, this is it. So it's like, so once the system was set up, it was just execution. And even now, I think it's just a question of repetition. And of course, I need to modify, improve. I want to learn how to build chatbots and, you know, all these things, right? So I literally just copied everything. I went to the Ignite portal and was like, okay, you have put white, I will put white. I literally copied the landing page. I'm serious. I'm going to show you. It's like I literally copied everything. You have put white, I have a white background. The third, you have 4 points, I have 4 points.
No, like that's the truth though. It's, why do you need to reinvent the wheel? Why don't you just model after what works? That's why, you know, Russell Brunson, he himself says you got a funnel hack. You know, you're really just hacking success and figuring out what really works. Go ahead.
And most importantly, you even gave us the funnels, right? We didn't have to like sit and do everything. You gave us the funnels. So I use a different software, Builderall. My friend uses a lot of them. He's into this, and I was like, hey, listen, I have a ClickFunnels stuff. I want you to import this. I want you to build something for me which is similar in Builderall. He was like, hey, okay, I'll figure out the framework for you. So you had given us the whole funnel also. I copied the whatever format you had given, just blindly, the scripts, the slides, everything. I mean, not copy, the format which you had given was so clear. But it just, the first time took a lot of time, which it takes. But I did everything, and yeah, the results showed up.
Yeah, like I am, for myself, I model success. I figure out what's the successful people doing, and I really relay that to you guys as well. So as I grow, you guys really like understand what is, because one thing is you are building something and you hope people will come in and buy. And normally that's not the case. You do have to create this environment where they see for themselves the life they could live if they were to listen to you and follow you. So that's a very big shift that happens. And some things you said, which is like you, before Ignite, you were just, things were scattered. There's like so many different ways to make money that you can do a webinar, you can do this or that, and you end up consuming a lot of fragmented information that isn't cohesive. And when you got into Ignite, it was like this kind of clear path about, okay, this is what you do, this is the funnel you use. We have made over 6 figures on that funnel alone. So that funnel is actually really good and converting. And so being able to have all in one under a roof. And then you said you didn't even try the chatbot method or anything like that. So you don't have to dot all your I's, cross all your T's in order to get success, right? Something different about you, Shubhankar, you said that you consume a lot of the videos, a lot of the material. Most students do not. they watch like Tyler, he watched like maybe like 5 videos, and then he increased his price and he made his $66,000 first 3 weeks into our program. Now he's done over 150,000, but that's his consumption. For you, you're like, I watch the videos step by step. And so I'm glad that you were able to come in, model, consume, and increase your returns by over tenfold coming into the program. One of the things I want to ask you about is, for those who are watching and they're curious about like the coaching calls and everything, what tempo did you show up to all the calls? Which coach was your favorite on the calls?
Okay.
What led you to the implementation? Let me know your experience in terms of the coaches inside of Ignite.
So my accountability coach is Mudita, and she's into systems and operations. She's really good at making up systems, and I'm completely opposite of it. I'm this kind of guy, everything is scattered. Like, I keep things in my mind, write down in sheets. And when I saw she's my coach and attended the call, I was like, okay, this is exactly what I need. Right? So I was like, okay, I need to have systems. And she showed us, like, after I saw that you guys have ad copies, I started making Google Sheets, a Google Doc, saying, okay, this is the ad copy which I'm going to use every time, right? And I started making Excel sheets. Like, your guys is like advanced stuff. I started making basic Excel sheets, right? So that one thing was really helpful. And one of the other things which are like one of the, I would say, like, turning points for me was the first conversation with Dahlia Lee, right? And it's just that she's like she just opened my mind in a different way, the way I look at money. One of the things which she told me, the trick which helped me, was this. I had this thing that whenever I'd look at it in dollars, I would multiply it by 73 and it would be a huge number and I'd get scared. She was like, why don't you do the reverse of it? Every time you buy something, why don't you divide it by 73 and start thinking in terms of dollars? So I was like, okay. It was a small activity, but it really helped me, right? Let's say I'd buy something like, let's say I'd buy ketchup. Okay, instead of it's 150 rupees, it's only $2. I started thinking like that. That's amazing. And coaching calls, the 1 week I couldn't attend. Apart from that, I attended most of it, because one of the things for me is I'm just scared of missing out on things, right? So I attend most of the coaching calls and I make notes. And so I had this thing about sales, how to close sales, high ticket thing. I didn't know like the format. I was doing things randomly, and Boli does a lot of role plays, and those role plays were really helpful. And you gave us, like, the best thing about you is your sessions, you gave us a lot of slides and ready-made things. If we just put in some time and edit it, it's like set for life for the next 6 months or 1 year. You don't need to like worry too much. So it's just, I mean, it was a really amazing experience. And one of the like things was Ms. Ba's chatbot class. Okay, here's the thing. I would attend the chatbot class, and I was like, oh my God, this is really, really important, but I don't understand anything about it. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's one
really
of those
advanced.
subjects. It's one of those subjects which is really, really important, very important. Everybody understands, but you don't understand. But you just show up because you don't want to miss out on it, right? So, but I still attended. And I was like, oh, it's like this, it's like this, and like I just sat and I would nod and make notes. I still need to figure out chatbots. That's one thing I need to work on. But overall, it was a really nice experience, and yeah, and Angel's copywriting calls. That those are also really good. She gave out a lot of strategies and Q&A. So like I attended all the classes. I don't know. I don't have any like favorite, but it's amazing. And I just like, okay, for each coach, I have a mind map, right? Every day I come, I put a date and I have a mind map and I make notes. And then I go back and I show it to my team. I got two people on my team like, hey, this is what I learned, but you don't need to do all this stuff. You just need to know this. Okay, you need to do this. I'm like, okay, I teach it to them. And a small part, sometimes I even teach it to my clients. I tell them, hey, you know what? This is what Kim taught me. She's my mentor. This is what I learned from a person called Boli. This is what I learned from this person. And I just shared, okay, this is the thing. So yeah, I personally, I usually show up to most of the coaching calls because one thing is I'm just scared of missing out on the knowledge. I was like that in college. Even now I'm like, nah, I don't want to miss out. I just want to show up every day. So that's my approach. It works for me.
No, your approach is very, very rare, I'm going to say, because most people do not show up and they don't watch the thing and they don't do the work. Like the reason why you have success and you will continue to have success, you will continue to raise your prices, Shubhankar, you will continue to do that, is because you put in the work and like you actually prioritize that. And one thing you said that I want to highlight is you didn't have to have all the answers yourself.
No.
In order for you to serve your clients. You can actually share with them, hey, this is what I learned, because really they are paying you for you to teach them your journey, your own journey. And your own journey is every step of the way. You've already invested so much time and energy into learning this online internet world with the funnels and the emails, everything. It was just a struggle to for you to figure out how to scale, to figure out how do I take everything I know and then package it and in a way that when I sell it, I'm not going to dread the people coming in. So this is a solution. I know I can't touch every single Facebook group owners out there, or literally there's over 610 million Facebook groups from 2016 poll. Now I don't know how many, but I do know that when we teach you, you can go and spread the word and tell people there is another way to this. You don't have to go broke. You don't have to suffer, because you can earn money from the comfort of your room with the screen in the back. It's like, hello.
I just wanted to add one more thing. And all of this is completely organic. I haven't spent 1 rupee in ads, right? And I want to share this incident. So I was with one of my friends who's also into the coaching business, but his model is a little different. So what he does essentially is he sells recorded courses and stuff. And it's like, he's also a marketer, and he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to help you make X amount of rupees and you'll have 60% profit margin. And I was like, what is 60% profit margin? And he was like, 40% goes in marketing and 60% you get to keep. It's like, oh, you spend money in marketing, like paid marketing. How much do you do? I'll like, put at least 40 to 50% of money. It's like, how much do you spend? I'm like, no, I actually don't run any ads. My Facebook ad account is already banned. Like, no, you're lying. I'm not lying. I showed them. And I was like, no, trust me, my Facebook ad account is banned. And how do you do it? And it's like, hey, I do it through Facebook groups. And then she also was like, really, that's amazing. And they also, I think, enrolled into, I think they also got that GroupConvert plugin. That is like honestly a lifesaver, that GroupConvert plugin. So this happened. We haven't spent a single rupee in ads till now. Now, do we want to continue? I don't know. I need to talk to you guys, like how do I run ads and everything. I need to get a team. Like, I'm sure you guys can help it out, but all of it is like completely organic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it about that because Rochelle, her ad account got shut down. She still did $23,000 in 9 days with her group teaching photography. So like when you figure out a way to convert without having to run ads, then it makes you really, your profit margin is way higher and it makes you feel a little bit
Yes.
more at peace, at calm with, okay, I just got to do these series of things and
Yeah.
I know I'm going to convert some people, maybe not everyone, but I'm going to convert a few people into my program. And so let me ask you this. You're a great student. You do the work, you put in the effort. That's, that's amazing. How did your life change? How did your life give me real life example. Did you start
Okay.
buying anything over there? Like, did you splurge a little bit? Did you do anything differently
Okay.
with your life with that increase in rupees?
Okay, so just one second. I want to show you something. Just a second. I was like, okay. So I'm gonna get to that, but before that, to be honest, I'm a very minimalistic person. I don't buy too many things. How Ignite really helped me was, before Ignite, and I'm gonna be honest, I took all that money and I kept it. I am not, because I'm not a kind of guy who spends a lot, right? One thing I want to do is I want to have my studio set up in my house, right? As you can see, it's a little shabby. We'll get to that. So the day I got into Ignite, I was like, okay, it is 1 year and I need to get committed for it. So what I essentially, before Ignite, how it was like, I was all on my own. I was like, it's like I'm completely lost. One day someone says something, you do things. I'm like, okay, there's no one to guide me through. There's nobody to guide me through. If you want something, I need to go to another course or maybe another coach, and I probably get half knowledge. They give, a lot of people give bits and pieces. So what I essentially did was I made this drawing for myself. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring it a little closer. So for 52 weeks I made 52 dots here, and I was like, and it has like 12 boxes. So every week, see, I was here last month, now I'm here, I'm gonna go next month. So every month I draw myself growing and I put a tick mark, like how much progress I made. Am I showing up to all my classes? I have a calendar for myself, like, okay, how many classes did I miss? This is like my personal calendar. So what it has gotten into me is it's gotten me a discipline and a sense of accountability.
Yeah,
So
Amika just joined Ignite as well today. So
yeah, spending a
congratulations.
little. Yeah. Yep, I need to invest. I need to spend something too. So it got me this sense of accountability and discipline, and most importantly, it gave me a lot of hope. Like, okay, you know what? For the next 1 year, I'm in like safe hands. If I need anything, I can always go back. So that's how it changed for me. That's the thing. It changed for me because the day I got enrolled into Ignite, I was like, okay, I do this thing. Okay, it was like, okay, I don't know if it's visible.
I see it. I see it. It's visible.
Yeah. So it's like this complete thing. Like I keep taking up every month. I draw myself. It has 12 boxes. I'm gonna go to the next step, next step, next step. So yeah, it just gave me this accountability and discipline, and it gave me a lot of hope. More than materialistic thing is like, okay, I'm also a part of a community where other people are like doing similar things, and I can always reach out to them for assistance, and pretty much they're available in case I need anything. I can just drop a text in the concierge group and I get a reply, right? I was like, so that's how it changed. It given me accountability, discipline, and this confidence that, hey, you know what, you're just not on your own. Because a lot of times knowledge is just 50%. The inner game is really hard. Sometimes things don't work out. We tend to get like, you know what, it's so hard, I just want to give up, man, this is not working. At that time, you just need this community or support system. So that's how it changed for me. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, the community, seeing that other members are winning, they're making 50,000, 100,000, they're making all this money, and you're like, well, if that's possible, maybe I can charge a little bit higher, right? Maybe I can do
Exactly.
it. Because you're like, whoa, look at over there. And one of the things I want to ask about is, how did you feel about like the support that you got inside of Ignite? Just describe to me what that looked like, because I know some people are really hesitant and afraid to join a program because after they pay, the support just like falls and they're like, what? They don't even see, they don't get calls, things like that. Like, what was your experience inside of Ignite with the support that you've got?
So, the day I enrolled in Ignite, I was like, what I thought initially was, okay, I'm going to enroll in Ignite. I'm going to be in a Facebook group. They're going to put up random stuff. I mean, random dates. I just need to enroll, just like another coaching program or another course, I would say. And then when I enrolled into Ignite, I had a personal Facebook Messenger group with 4 people, and I was like, wait a minute. So even though there are so many students, you have a personal concierge group for everyone. And I had a one-to-one call with Mutita every month, and in June I missed booking the call, and she reminded me, hey, this is Q2, where are you need to book a call, you haven't booked a call. It's like, oh, you remember we were supposed to book a call. And 1 month ago, Daily and I, we were supposed to have a call. I had like totally forgotten about it. She reminded me, hey, you know what? You're supposed to have a call day after tomorrow. It's like, oh yes, I supposed to have a call day after tomorrow, right? So this is the kind of support. It's like, this is what is going. This is like 5-star hotel service which I'm getting. I've never seen anyone getting this. This is what I was saying. I was telling my friends, I'm in this coaching program. It feels like you're in a 5-star hotel service. Like they remind you. No one reminds you like come get on a call or anything like that. And for content, we have a separate engagement group. And yep, all the content is there.
For
So
sales,
yeah.
you have a separate group.
Yeah, we have a separate group for sales. We have a separate group for content creation, and so Angel created a 6 weeks content challenge. We have a separate group for that. I have a personal group for us, like you, Angel, Mudita, and Michael. Like we have a separate group. Apart from that, we have an Ignite group, Messenger group for updates. We have a Facebook group if someone wants to add Q&A. Like, this is nice. This feels like 5-star hotel service.
5-star
Yeah.
service. Oh man. I think the biggest feedback I get is that there's so much support inside of Ignite that you can't really go wrong with, as long as you put in the work. You can't just disappear. You have to put in the work. If you put in the work, do you feel that if someone comes into Ignite and they put in the work, they put in the time, that they will get success? Do you feel like, how confident are you on the scale of like 1 to 10 on that?
Okay, I would put it this way. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm sure up to 8 that if people follow, I'm going to tell you, whatever you had given me in the checklist, I followed 30 to 40%. And it's not because I didn't want to, it's just that much I could. It's so much in detail. I was like, I took out the biggest chunks. I took out the membership registration out of my funnel. I took out the main email marketing out of it. I took out the chat bots and I implemented just 40% and just prayed like, okay, let something work. And I was like, oh, this works. So I would say like, unless you deliberately want to screw up, the chances of you not getting results are very low, because the system is designed in such a way that it should work for anyone. Even if you like you said, results don't take time, it just takes courage. I think it's just implementing that stuff. This is what I realized: you don't need to implement everything right away. It's a process. And I think after the first call itself, you can have your first launch. I think, because it just took me 1 call to have my launch. I had 2 calls, one with Mutita and one with Michael, and I launched. It's like, I don't care, whatever is ready. I had like 2 people working with me, like whatever is with me, let me just jump in. And I was like, oh, this is really nice. So I think it's just, if you implement the systems, like copy, not use your own head, just copy whatever she does. I think we'll get results.
Awesome. But we do have some people who just copy, like they just watch the free 5-day training and they think that they are like, they can just do it. So is there a difference? What is that difference between watching me and just modeling after what's already there to whatever you get into Ignite in terms of your support
Yeah.
network? What is that difference to you? Do you think that you could do everything that you do right now without the support in Ignite and just watching me do my 5-day thing?
Okay, so here's what I want to tell you that. Imagine you want to go from, let's say, here to New York, okay? Let's say from India to New York. By watching the 5 days, you get to know the destination, which is pretty clear because that's the 3-step formula. But what I realized was usually in those 5 days will be in high energy. Most of us think we got everything. This has happened to me before also. Like we think we know everything. We think we know a lot of stuff, and it's like I'm gonna do it. So when we go back, what's gonna happen when we start to implement is realize, oh wait a minute, I need to prepare an ad copy, but what is the format for ad copy? So what I naturally do is I'll go and Google stuff or look here. That's going to cost me a couple of hours. Like it says, hey, DM people and convert. How to DM people and convert? For us to figure it out, I don't know. Some people never figure it out, right? That takes a couple of months, or I don't even know if people figure it out. So it's like we start thinking that it's easy to implement, but once you start implementing, there are certain hurdles and roadblocks you will realize only after you start it, right? So by having these ready-made templates, the content, the support and everything, you could just bypass all that stuff easily, because at any point, even if you're feeling stuck anywhere, you can always reach out to anyone out there, like all the people. So
Yeah. So how long do you think, if you didn't get into Ignite, would you have the results that you have right now?
I don't know. To be honest, I had never even thought of getting into group coaching. I always had thought of it like, okay, maybe I'm charging 10,000 rupees. I'll charge 11,000. I'll charge 11,500. And I was like, maybe 12,000 later. It was in that zone. I had never even given group coaching a shot. So answering what results, I don't even know. I don't know if I even thought of group coaching. It was like, and you know, the worst part is I had lied to myself saying, you know what? Group coaching doesn't work much. People don't pay people do group coaching because they charge less money. If you charge a premium price, people won't pay, and which was totally wrong. And I accepted, okay, you know what? I told myself, you're incapable, you don't know how to do it. Just learn from them and do it. And I told myself that you're incapable, you're lying to yourself, telling things like, hey, people don't pay for group coaching. It's a lie you told yourself. I told myself that. And I was like, okay. So coming to your question, I don't even know if I'd gotten into group coaching. I'd probably be doing one-to-one. I'm trying to increase the price, fix my calendars, tell myself I need to hustle more, work more. I'm probably in that zone.
Yeah, absolutely. No. So, all right. I want to wrap this up, Shubhankar. I want to be able to, number one, if someone's on the fence of joining Ignite, our cart is closing today. So if you guys are slightly on the fence, make sure you open up a conversation with Angel. Angel is in the messages. She's everywhere in this group. Make sure you open up a conversation with Angel or Delia. And at least that's how you will lock in your spot. Otherwise, that's it. We close the cart and you won't be able to get in. So make sure that you do open up a conversation today if you're on the fence, to lock in on the price, number one, and also the bonuses that we offer. But before we go, Shubhankar, what do you tell people if they are on the fence about joining Ignite? And after that, tell the audience where can they go to find you and learn all about you.
So first things first, if someone's on the fence, I want to tell this: book a call with Dahlia or Angel. I had booked a call with Dahlia Lee, or even some cases you take the call. Book a call because it doesn't cost you anything. It's not like they're gonna come to your home and take your money. Book a call because they're gonna help you know things. And I remember the phrase which you told. It's not a hard sell; it's a warm welcome. This is not like a hard sell. Like, come, don't you want this? Like that, I run away from those things. It's a warm welcome. First things first, book a call. Second thing, after in the Ignite enrollment page, I had seen some bonuses. I had seen the bonuses and I was like, okay, this is awesome. But when I came inside, I was like, wait a minute. actually get recordings of all the session, and I'm getting extra templates, and I'm getting hundreds of hours of learning. And apart from that, I'm also getting so much of personalized support. Wow, it's like I had signed up for some this much, but I got this much, and I didn't even know these many, and so many challenges were there, and you keep bringing unicorns to interview, and I was like, I didn't even know these things existed. I was like super mega bonuses, which like you deliver more than you promise, right? So anyone who wants to enroll, I would say like first things first, just book a call with anyone, just book a call, because that's the first thing, because you never know where you're stuck, right? And the second thing is, if you want to find me, just Google Shubhankar storyteller, you'll find me anywhere. You can follow me on my Instagram, but I think in the Ignite description link group, you will have a option to book a call. Just go and book a call. It doesn't cost you anything. Just go and book a call, and you figure out. And I assure you, they're not going to do hard sells. It's like warm welcome to see if it's a good fit, and you'll get more than what they told they'll deliver. So.
I love it, Shubhankar. I love your energy. You are definitely a storyteller. You're really good with your words. And thank you so much for joining me today. Hey guys, remember, car is closing, and I really appreciate Shubhankar for showing up, telling his story. That's what he's doing here today, storyteller. And I will see you guys in this group or in Ignite. So I'll see you in the next video. And thank you, Shubhankar. I'm going
Thanks
to
a lot. See you.
broadcast to everyone. Bye. Oh, yeah. If you like that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is KIMCDANG.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.